Welcome to the Pre-Health Pod. My name is Lexi.
And my name is Natalie.
And we're a podcast by students for students who are here to meet you wherever you are. Oh my gosh, we're back.
Hi, Lexi. It's been a bit, hasn't it? How have you been?
It has. So much has happened.
I bet.
I think my whole life has turned upside right. I don't know. Everything's
Oh my
great.
gosh, I love that. That's so cute. Upside right.
Instead of upside down, it's like the flip bottle. You flip it upside
so
right.
true.
Like,
yeah, you go all full circle. Well, I missed you. I'm so excited to hear about all the updates. I know that we've come to the end of the application cycle for med school now. Did you maybe have any updates for us about where you are going?
Okay. Yeah. I don't know. Do drum roll. I am officially committing to the University of Virginia School of Medicine. Go Wahoos!
Oh my gosh, congratulations. That's an incredible medical school. Are you excited?
I'm so excited. And their mascot's a fish. And I'm like, yes.
Yes. Yeah, that's cool.
I was like, cool.
You like fish?
It's called a wahoo, or who for short. Yeah, I'm really excited.
I've never heard of that kind of fish.
Me neither. Well, they have like two mascots. They have like a cavalier, which is like this night guy, and then the fish, the wahoo fish.
Oh, well, that is really fun. You got two different mascots to choose from.
Yeah.
Well, what like swayed your decision? Why did you end up choosing this school?
Gosh, so I was really going through a lot of this April. This is where we're at right now. It's like April 26th. It's been like a huge month for me in decisions, talking to my family, figuring out what to do about my job. Just so much has happened. You know, I got into my in-state schools and then the University of Virginia, and I was waitlisted at this top 10 school as well. And so I was just like, I don't know where I want to be at. And then I went to Second Look in Charlottesville early April, and I just fell in love with the program, the town, the medical students. There's a medical student, her name's Anna, who I used to work with at Barrett, who was a first year at Virginia, and I ran into her and she was like, oh my gosh. And I was like, what? Do you go here? So
that is really so cool. Funny. Isn't the world just so small?
Yeah. I was like, I had no idea you went here.
And you ran into her? Like, that is so cool.
Yeah, it was wild. But no, I just had the most amazing time at Second Look. And when I came back to Arizona, I was like, oh, this is such a great program. But, you know, the out-of-state tuition versus in-state tuition, I was struggling with that.
Yep.
And then, fortunately, Virginia gave me a scholarship. So
no way. Congratulations.
It really swayed my decision, and I'll be going to the University of Virginia.
Oh my gosh. Well, you so deserve it, first of all. But that is actually amazing. So many congratulations. I totally understand, because my dream medical school is my in-state one, because I do not want to graduate with more debt than necessary.
Yeah.
So I am absolutely so jealous and just amazed at you and your accomplishments. Like, you just are incredible. So many congratulations.
Natalie, stop. Thank you. And I really hope our listeners, gosh, this year has been, we started this podcast back in the summer. I know Sarah was with me back when we started it, and we were both throughout the summer and in the fall, just reflecting in our experiences at the beginning and throughout the application. And I hope you guys really learned a lot from some of the emotions we went through. And even sometimes when I listen back, I'm like, oh, I remember how nervous I was filling out all of these secondaries. And I had never imagined this is where my life would be now, and not even a year later. It's just crazy how much changes.
Yeah.
And so for you guys out there who are applying to pre-med or pre-PA programs, or are pre-med and pre-PA and want to go to these programs, like, I hope you've been able to vibe with some of the episodes and our feelings as well this past year, and the ups and downs.
Yeah, no, for sure. As a pre-med student, I've learned a lot from you and your journey. It's been incredible watching this all play out, and it's awesome that it was such a successful journey. It's so inspirational for me, and I'm sure many people that are listening to hear about your journey and your successes. So, and thank you for sharing your tips and tricks along the way. It's so kind of you to share the wealth of knowledge that you have.
Yeah,
but now you finally made a decision, which is incredible. But I just wanted to know, like, what your favorite part of UVA's like campus was. What was like the absolute like best part?
Yeah, I'll tell you about Second Look. Honestly, they just kept impressing me and impressing me with how much they value the humanism of their future physicians and like the lifestyle, and making sure doctors or future doctors are really aware of like incorporating just continuing their hobbies and wellness in medical school and not just solely studying. And that's what really stood out to me when I went to Virginia. The curriculum in itself too was really cool to me. I think they have classes only from 8 to noon, Monday through Friday. And there are no classwork. There's no classes, but like, excuse me, classes past noon. I can't say that.
Yeah, it's all good.
And a lot of students were telling me about their schedule. They didn't really feel overwhelmed that often. They all worked together. Wow. There was always like a sense of camaraderie. They all like had some sort of club they were involved in, whether it was like academic related, but a lot of them were not. A lot of them were involved in sports. All of the sports at UVA are free to go to. And so they went to like games on the weekends. They participated in a lot of like undergraduate activities. And UVA's campus is absolutely gorgeous. If you ever Google like what it looks like, it's beautiful.
I saw some pictures and it was incredible from what you posted.
Yeah. And I love that the med school is right next to the undergraduate campus, because you just leave the medical campus and there's the gym and we have access to the gym. The med school also has their own gym, which is really nice, and some of their own classes. But you can also go to any of like the undergraduate fitness group classes or activities, and they always have events going on. And I think for me, because the pandemic took over like almost all of my undergraduate experience, I was really excited to be able to sort of relive that in medical school again, and at a campus like UVA where they have all of these activities that I can do. But, you know, I met with a lot of the medical students there, and they were just telling me how happy they were and how they felt like the workload was never too much, but they were challenged and did learn a lot about becoming doctors. And even though they were tested on everything, a lot of their classes were telling them like, not only we are teaching you this to pass the test, but we're teaching you this to be good doctors and think of everything and learn as much as you can. And I really valued that. So I was just really impressed by the curriculum, the medical students, and how they felt about the program. And I would ask like, you know, is there anything you don't like about the med school? And no one could tell me anything except actually there's one thing.
Okay. I was kind of like, there has to be something.
There was one thing, but I was like, anything academic related, anything activity related. They were like, no, it's the parking.
No.
And they were saying you just have to live like as close as possible. But Charlottesville is such a small town. It's not like Phoenix where if you drive anywhere, it's like 30 minutes. They were like, oh, you live so far. It's a 10-minute drive.
Oh my God.
I was like, well, I think that's fine with me.
Yeah, that's a little ridiculous.
But in Charlottesville, it's a college town, but there's just so many great restaurants and activities. It's like one of the best wineries in the world is in Charlottesville.
Oh, amazing.
If you look up like the top 10 wineries, Charlottesville has one of them, which is really cool. There's like always really cool farmers market and festivals going on, and a big sense of community there, which is something that I really value in my life, is just having a place in a community and neighbors. And yeah, I think it's a great fit for me. I'm really excited.
It sounds like it.
Yeah.
It sounds like such an incredible institution. Ugh, I'm like, I should apply there now.
You will. You have to. I'm going to make
It just seems like such an incredible school. Like, I cannot believe everybody's such glowing recommendations about it, because I feel like since med school is so hard, you would think there'd be like at least one person maybe struggling with it. But this is just a testament to the institution of how the students are happier than, I guess, other med schools that I've experienced.
Well, I loved how personal they were. I think the admissions committee really impressed me with how much attention they gave me into my application. Like, my interview was one-on-one with a couple of physicians, and they had read my application before. I wrote some very personal things in my application, and they brought it up, and they touched on, like, in addition to asking me questions about my application, they were like, I really liked what you said about this. I think it was really interesting that you did this. And I was like, thank you so much for listening to me and my experiences. And yeah, it just really impressed me, the personal touch that they had. So,
of course. You really want to make sure that there's faculty there that's going to listen to you. That's something that's really important, you know? So
yeah, it seems like a great program. And I actually reached out to one of the medical students from Second Look, and I asked her if she could put together a medical student panel, and she's so excited. And they're actually going to do one at our conference this year now.
Yay! Oh my gosh, at MPHC.
Yeah,
that is awesome. I can't wait to watch that. That's going to be actually really incredible. I'm going to get to ask them so many questions, all my burning questions about UVA that you're about to experience.
I know. The student who put it together, her name's Misky, and she was so nice. She was like, absolutely, let me find a couple students from each class and get them together and we can do the panel. And I was like, thank you so much.
That's so cute.
Yeah, everyone there is just so kind, and they help one another, and they're all very ambitious. So
sounds like it.
I'm excited to be around people who are like me.
Of course. Yeah, I'm glad that you're excited. So what's the timeline now? Like, when do you get to go?
Yeah. Right now, Alex and I are a little stressed about housing. So one of I think my classes start August 7th. Okay. And Alex and I are thinking of moving around the July 4th weekend, which will give us a good month before I start classes. And the weekend before, there's some sort of like camping trip for some of the medical students to go and like meet a lot of their friends and get to know one another. That's so fun. So I'm really excited. I'm like,
yeah. So you got to be there for that for sure.
Yeah, I gotta get there.
Make it. Does like the whole class go usually, or is it just like the select few that are interested in that?
That's a great question, actually. A lot of the class goes, but they also have activities at campus for those people who don't like camping that much.
Yeah.
I don't know. I forget what they have, but some other activities.
Something. That's fair.
There's always so much stuff. What was great about Second Look too is we did like the normal Second Look activities where they go over the curriculum. They have like medical student panels. You get to learn about what being a medical student is like. But after those sessions ended, the Mulholland Society, which is their form of student government, had like a whole spreadsheet of events that I could choose from. And it was really hard for me to choose because there were so many and they were at the same time, and I just wanted to go to all of them.
Wow.
They had like a painting event. They had like there was donuts on the lawn where you get to eat donuts and talk to some med students. They had volleyball. They had a pickleball event. Then in the evening, the med school government had sponsored us to like go to a club and have like appetizers, which was really cool. Yeah.
That is so cool.
And they gave us free ice cream. We went to this like ice cream shop next to the med school where like all the med students could get free ice cream. There was just so many different events like that. And
that sounds like a lot of fun. When you get to this medical school, I can so see you being like one of those medical students that's going to help with recruiting. You're going to be like that person out on the lawn eating donuts with the prospective med students.
I would love that. There's this
be good at it.
There's this med student I met with last fall. She's like the social chair, and her whole role is just hosting all of the events, like the fun events, like the donuts on the lawn, stuff like that. And I was like, I would love that. Yeah. I would love that position.
I so see that for you.
Yeah, I played volleyball while I was at Second Look, and I got this huge bruise on my forearm. Aww. Do you know you're supposed to hit a volleyball with the side of your arm, not the
I do think I knew that. Yeah, because it's just like the way that you place your hands, it like ends up with your side of your arm up.
I know. You can't see us.
What were you doing?
We're like showing our arms at each other.
We're like flailing around right now. How did you even put your hands?
The flat side of my arm.
How?
When you punt it in the air, you put the ball and you hit it really hard. I was doing it with like the flat side of my arm, not the side.
Oh.
So I got this huge bruise.
Wow, so you even have some battle scars from Second Look.
Yeah.
There's a wide range of activities there.
Yeah. Woo!
Well, that's so fun. So you're moving in July then, you said?
Yes.
Do you have housing ready, or what's the stressful part?
God, no. That is the stressful part.
Yeah.
Because I have a partner and a dog, it makes things a little more complicated. And my boyfriend really wants to find a place because this will be his office. He works from home. And I want him to find a place that he's most comfortable with. And a lot of the medical students, they live at graduate student housing, which is a rate per room. And Alex was like, I kind of want my own place and maybe like one roommate. I don't want to rate per room because that'll just be too expensive and a little ridiculous for us. Wouldn't work out for us, which makes things a little hard because the farther you go out, the harder it can be to get to the med school. Because even though it's a 10-minute drive, there is a lot of traffic in Charlottesville. So it's probably not a 10-minute drive. And there is no
frustrating.
Parking. There is a bus line, so we're trying to find one that's on a good bus line. I might like get an e-bike and ride my bike. And it's just been hard to find a place because the thing about the East Coast is everything is quite old over there.
Yeah, true. So different than here.
You will love this. So we were going to get this house and I was like, oh, I would love to do this one. And then I went to see like about the application. Right. And there was this form and it was like a lead paint non-disclosure agreement.
What?
And I was like, what do you mean?
No. Are you serious?
I was like,
no. Lead paint. Okay, nope. Absolutely. Immediately no.
I was like, how old is this house? And then there was this other house.
Non-disclosure agreement is crazy.
I know. I was like, is that legal?
Yeah, like they can like give you lead poisoning, but then you can't tell anybody about it.
Right?
That's really weird.
I guess like you're aware it's lead paint.
Oh, gosh. Yeah, I wouldn't. Yeah. So true that's like something I've never even thought about having to be concerned about is like living in Arizona where everything is so new and like literally just being built that there might be some run-ins with the historical structures.
I know.
So
and
best of luck to you.
Like finding a place that has heating is kind of like central air.
What?
I was like, oh no, I have to think about these things.
Yeah, you do. That's very important to think about. But are there not like a lot of apartment complexes? Like, are those kind of like hard to come by? Like,
so there are, but they're like outside. They're like at the perimeter of the town, you know, because Charlottesville's very old. And so everything in there is either like houses or like student housing. And there is like nice apartments, but those are very expensive. They're like very luxury. They're like $3,000 for a 1-bedroom, you know, per month. And I mean, if you're from New York, I'm sure you're like, woo.
Yeah. like that's a steal.
Yeah. I had some peers at Second Look who were from New York. They were like, this is great. And I was like, it's not for me. But good for you. So yeah,
I can't imagine.
We'll figure it out. Today is my last day of work. So one of my main jobs next week is finding a place to live.
Yeah. Now it's your full-time job is just figuring out how to move yourself and your family like across the country.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, happy last day of work though.
Oh yeah.
Congratulations.
I had gotten home from Second Look and I was so stressed about everything and like decisions and moving and like packing and calling my mom. And I was like, oh, I should probably visit my family before I start this. And I spoke with my family and we decided I put in my 2 weeks right after I got back. And today was my last day. So my work was really sad, but they were so kind. They understood gratefully.
They'll miss you for sure, but I think it's time for you to move forward.
I know. I met these, my like incoming classmates. I met a bunch of them and they were all scribes as well. And I was like talking to them. I was like, so when are you guys quitting? And they were like, tomorrow. And I was like, really? I was like, I'm not quitting
because of you.
June. And they were like, why? You should just take a break. And I was like, no, I'm so stressed.
Yeah, you know, that's so true though, Lexi. One thing about you is that you don't know when it's time to take a break. I hope that finally you're getting your break right now. But then not even because now you're stressed about moving. So
yeah, well, thanks.
You need a little breather. You just work very hard is all.
Yeah, I don't know how else to live, I guess. But no, I'm excited. I'm going to read a lot.
Good.
So much.
Getting back into novels. Any ideas so far of what's the reading list?
I just started Fourth Wing.
Oh, yes.
I just finished the A Court of Thorns and Roses series. That was so good.
Classics,
yep. I loved it. Did you know
there's probably
another?
No, I did not. Another spin-off series?
No, Sarah J. Maas, another book in the same series.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Wow,
Do you
she really
follow
threw
her
us
on
off for a loop
Instagram?
with that one. I don't.
Well, she
But that's
posted,
awesome.
it's a conspiracy.
Oh, it's a conspiracy. Oh, okay. It's not
Okay,
confirmed.
so like it's not confirmed, but like she posted this picture of herself at a log cabin writing, and she did like
it's giving Taylor
hashtag ACO
Swift.
what. And when you do hashtag ACO what, last time she did that, she was writing a quart of silver flames. And so I'm just saying. And there's still like some stuff left unsaid from the series.
You think? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm excited to see if that comes out soon. That series is a lot of fun for sure. And Fourth Wing is really good too. I'm getting in the sense that you like fantasy.
I do.
Yeah, so I'm glad you're getting back into those hobbies then, getting back into reading and things that you enjoy.
Other good books, Natalie, that I should add to my list?
You know, off the top of my head, I would say I was recommended Dance of Thieves. I haven't finished it yet, but I think so far it's really good. So if you're going to start another series, yeah, Dance of Thieves. I believe it is also another fantasy series, but it's really good so far. I just started the first one. Yeah. So highly recommend that one.
Okay, cool. Oh, have you read I'm Glad My Mom Died? That book?
That was Jeanette
really
McCurdy,
good.
my queen.
I just read that.
It was
recently.
amazing. It was sad.
Oh
it was really sad. It's just like incredible, like what goes on with these child stars that you have no idea. Like they're just on the TV for like your children, and those kids on the screen are getting so abused or misused, taken advantage of in so many ways. And back in the day, Nickelodeon was like really messed up. So I'm glad she's exposing them.
Did you watch that series then?
Which one? No, I didn't.
Ooh, you should. It was on, I think it's on HBO.
Okay.
But it like dives a little bit more into the Nickelodeon child stars and some of the crazy
that sounds interesting.
That would happen there. Yeah.
Okay, I'll definitely watch that. We have so much like stuff to watch and read now.
I know.
We're adding to our list. Good thing you have plenty of time now to do that. And I guess me too, since I just finished my last day of classes, but probably not. We're working on the conference still, NPHC, so we have that to focus on for the next month too, while you're getting ready to move.
Yes, I'm really excited. Yeah. Should we talk about that?
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Yeah. Maybe before we jump in, maybe I'll talk a little bit more about... Oh, wait, no, actually, I'll talk about the conference. I love the conference. Okay.
Whatever you want, girl.
Okay. So, yeah, I think I'd highlight some of the sessions we have. Basically, now that I quit my job today, my boyfriend was like, are you just going to be working on the conference now 24/7? And I was like, no. I just really like it. It's more like a hobby to me.
It's your passion.
I'm just saying, I'm not obsessed. I'm just excited.
You're passionate.
But yeah, Natalie, here's some of the sessions I just confirmed literally this week. A lot of them aren't on this list. But our conference is May 18th through the 19th. It's completely virtual. It's all free and has some awesome stuff if you're pre-med or if you're pre-PA or if you're pre-dental. We have a bunch of sessions on here for you. And if you can't watch it, still register because we'll send you a link to YouTube afterwards. But it's on the weekend, so hopefully you have time. And some of the sessions we have is Choosing Neurology and Neurosciences as a Career by Dr. Pandy. We have Exploring the Vital Role of Pediatric Ophthalmologists, which is really interesting, by Dr. Gunton. Also, Kaplan has sponsored us, and we're really excited for that partnership, and they're presenting on building a successful MCAT study plan. So, Natalie, I think you should.
I will definitely.
Yeah. You're taking the MCAT this summer, right?
I'm taking it at the end of the summer, yes, hopefully. I knew a lot of people this past semester that were taking it in April, so they're all pretty much done now. Oh, I actually have a friend who's taking it today now that I think about it, but I forgot to wish him a good luck message. Oops, but it's okay.
He'll be fine.
Yeah, he'll still do good. But no, yeah, I had a lot of friends that were taking it this semester or planning to take it this month specifically, and a lot of them ended up pushing it back, which I think is fair. You know, you have to pay attention to yourself and know if you're ready or not to take this test because it's a long, grueling test. You don't want to waste your own time if you don't think you're ready for it. So right now, my plan is to take it in August, but seeing all my friends think that they needed more time than the time that I've allotted myself right now, I may push it to September, but I don't think I want to push it farther than September. But other than that, it's definitely going to happen at the end of the summer, just sometime in my fall semester of my senior year. I did do the ASU like free MCAT study materials, so I have to take it by October, I think, because I need to submit my score to ASU or else they're going to charge me.
So, Natalie, I don't know if they still do that, but I never submitted my score to them and they didn't charge me. So I think it'll be okay.
Yeah. How come you didn't submit your score?
Well, it's because it was interesting. I pushed my MCAT 11 months later.
Right. You pushed yours a long time.
I got the Princeton review the first time I tried to do it. And I just didn't take it. And I just kind of like hoped they didn't notice. And they didn't say anything.
Interesting for sure. Because I have another friend that got the materials and then didn't want to go to medical school at all anymore, but she still took the exam without studying just to get the score to submit to ASU so that she didn't get charged.
Oh my God, she like paid $300 to take the test?
Yeah, I guess. So it's like, wow. It's either a net loss of $300 or a loss of $800, I guess.
I think it's very dumb that ASU would charge you if it like doesn't work out, because it's really not
right.
I mean, I don't know. Sorry, ASU.
If ASU themselves is listening, we do love you, but
yeah, please don't charge me. I don't think you have my stuff anymore.
Yeah, no, it is unfortunate, but it's also like, what can they do, you know, because they're giving you a bunch of free materials, so you have to pay for them somehow, either by taking the exam or by just paying for the materials.
Yeah, so you're just
but it's still nice that they do that. Yeah, I think so. I'm thinking that I might also buy the Jack Weston Cars section, the Cars passages that Jack Weston has. I heard that was really good way to learn that section. I do have UWorld, so I'm using UWorld, which is a classic. That is paid, unfortunately, but I used the UWorld discount from NPHC.
Which we have a disclaimer, not doing this year. I'm sorry.
Oh, such a shame. Last year's NPHC discount. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really not that much of a discount, you guys. Yeah. I know how much you love it, but that $10 off, UWorld needs to pay me for this. Yeah. They're getting a lot more out of
for sure.
Out of me. But I need to reach out to Kaplan. There may be some benefits with Kaplan. And I use Kaplan QBank for my MCAT. And I got into med school. So
yeah, of course you did.
Kaplan's great.
Yeah. No, I've heard really, really good things about Kaplan. I know a lot of my friends that took it this semester loved their Kaplan books. I just personally didn't want to pay for any more books. So I'm just going to use the Princeton Review. But I think Princeton Review is also pretty good. I think they're all like pretty good.
No, I think Princeton Review is great for good things. Content review. I think they have some good explanations. So I'm glad you got that.
True.
I should have given you my books. I have all of my Princeton Review stuff.
Oh, you never gave them away?
No, I still have them. I'm probably going to give them to Goodwill.
Yeah.
I don't know if I have
that's good. It's okay. I like having my own books because then I get the online platform with it. So I think I might mostly just use the online I don't really think I'm going to be in the papers that much. Maybe I will, but historically, I like digital platforms better. So I'll be using that, which is awesome. And then, of course, like Khan Academy's gonna save everybody at the end of the day, always. Yeah, Khan Academy's a classic. Yeah. And I think that's all of them. Of course, like the AAMC materials I do want, but we'll have to see if it's worth the money in the end.
It's worth it.
You think? It. Okay.
Yes. I mean,
the AAMC bundle.
I did 6 months or 4 months. It depends what you do. You do like your third party stuff, but then that lasts like 6 weeks before your test. You do all of the AAMC questions because they're the gold standard.
Yeah.
And they're practice exams. You want to do all of them.
You don't get any of the AAMC materials for free with the Princeton Review ASU materials, right?
No, I don't. Wait.
I thought I saw something that the AAMC one was... I'm not sure. I thought I saw like on my portal that there was like a section that said like AAMC practice exam 1, but I don't know why we would get that for free. So I'm not quite sure. Just wondering if you knew.
So there is one free practice exam with
Okay.
AAMC. I do remember that because I took that last year. Yeah.
Okay.
But you do all of them. I'd say buy all of the AAMC stuff and save that for last.
Okay.
That's my best advice.
That's good advice for sure. I definitely heard a couple of my friends say the same thing, that that's an essential part to your MCAT studying. It's just such a long and arduous study task, but I'm going to try to get it into 3 months because I'm partitioning some time to exclusively study, which I know that I'm very lucky to have time that I can give to that exclusively. Yeah. I know a lot of people don't have that ability, and they're either like got a full-time job or they're taking classes if they're doing it over the semester, and then they have all the extracurriculars to worry about and all that stuff. So I know that anybody's timeline, if it's longer than 3 months, it's so fair. Anybody who pushes it longer than 3 months, I totally understand. I also might do that, even though I'm giving myself an entire summer to focus on it. But no, everybody's timeline is so different. So I'm honestly not even sure. We'll have to see, like, once I actually start studying, how my progress is going, and we'll see if I need to push it or if I think I can do it in August. And really excited to just get into it and start getting through it,
Yeah, girl.
There's always just been something on the horizon that I've thought about so much and for so long, and now it's like, it's time. It's time.
Awesome.
We're getting started.
I think one of my old mentors said 3 to 6 months is like the average. 3 months is definitely enough time. I think you'll do great.
Thank you.
And you don't need a perfect MCAT score to get into a great school. Seriously.
So true. So true. And that's something that I think a lot of people forget.
It's only one small part of your application.
Yeah.
I think what is actually like a lot more important is your essays and how you reflect on your reasoning and why you want to be a doctor and how you want to care for people. I think that's also extremely important part. So don't let the MCAT bog you down if it ever does.
No, it's not bogging me down. I think I'm inspired by everybody around me that's already taken it.
Yeah.
Like, you'll get through it. You just got to do it. And I'm like, true, I can. Yeah. But then once you finish that, then the next hurdle is, as you said, the essays.
Step one, step two. Oh, just kidding. I thought you were going to that.
Yeah, okay. Slow down a little.
Yeah. Ooh, I should mention, UVA has an interesting schedule for taking step 1 and step 2.
Oh, really?
You don't take step 1. A lot of people, or some people, take step 1 after step 2 at UVA.
Really? Really?
And they have like a really high average step 2 score. I know, it was really interesting. And it wasn't until I think their third year that people took it. But yeah, quite interesting. So when you apply to med school, ask about their average step scores, how people are doing. And like how they help out with that. Very common question, like, do they provide any UWorld at all? Does the med school pay for that? How do medical students study for it usually? How much time do they give you? Because some med schools give you like an allocated time. Like I think we get several weeks off to like study for step 1 and step 2 and take it, which a lot of the students at UVA said they have enough time to do and feel totally comfortable with that. So it just depends, but something to ask about. Because what's great, because I feel like in undergrad, everybody's journey is so different. You're kind of doing the MCAT on your own.
Yep.
But in med school, everyone's all together. And
that's going to be so much better.
You to do really, really well. So they will do everything in their power to make sure you do well. A lot of med schools have learning specialists that will meet with you and help you determine like the best way to study for you, which is great.
Yeah. Okay, that's a really great question to ask. I need to lock that into my brain for when I'm making my med school list, because once I get my MCAT score, then I feel like I can finally start researching and seeing where I might get in. And that's actually a very important thing to ask them about, is how do your students perform, and do you provide them any resources to perform well? Yeah. I just like got the MSAR AMC thing where you can like look at all the medical school. AMSAR. Where you can look at all the medical schools and see their stats. I just don't know what my stats are for my MCAT, so it's hard to like compare right now. But that's been really interesting to look through that, and I'm excited to make my list soon.
Boop, boop.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of you.
Yeah, thank you. I'm gonna be kind of a hermit.
You have to tell me You can just text me anything. I'm like,
yeah. Oh, I'll keep you updated along the way. Don't you worry. This, especially like all throughout senior year, my senior year, you're gonna be in med school and you're gonna be studying really hard and busy, and I'm gonna be like texting you, and you're gonna be like, oh my gosh, she asked another question about the med school process.
That's not true.
No, I'm just kidding. You totally wouldn't, but you're gonna be so busy, so I'm gonna try not to like pester you with a million questions, but I probably will. Just warning you right now. Yeah, I'm excited. It's gonna be kind of hard to be like inside all summer studying, but the first like month of content review with like Anki and all that, it's gonna be like a lot of work. So I'm gonna definitely be kind of just on my own. I'm gonna have to learn how to say no to my plans.
Girl, yeah. Biggest advice ever when you're doing those like UWorld Q banks, do not pay attention to the score you get. So many students, including me, when I used to do like a series of 20 questions at a time, and I'd be like, oh my God, I got 40% right. I'm not going to do well. I'm going to fail. I'm never going to get into med school. It's just like you get these thoughts. You just can't think like that at all. The score literally doesn't matter.
Right.
What does is like learning what you got wrong and
if you learn
got it wrong. Yeah.
Yeah, my question for you actually is, when you were doing your content review, how did you keep track of mistakes or like review things that you'd gotten wrong? Did you have any way that you compiled those over time, or did you just kind of like review them right after?
Girl, I had a spreadsheet, yeah.
A spreadsheet.
So
I figured.
What I did Kaplan Q-Bank for my second round. I only took the MCAT once, but like I studied 2 seasons. I don't know how to explain that. But like the second round of time I was studying, I did Kaplan Q-Bank for like 4 months, and then double AMC for the last month. And during the entire time, I kept like a spreadsheet of topics that I wasn't familiar with. So I didn't take anatomy actually, which looking back, I think I probably would have taken anatomy before I took the MCAT.
Yeah, that's really shocking.
Yeah, I don't know why I didn't, but
I would also think that you'd be interested in anatomy, just in general.
I know, I love anatomy, but for some reason I just didn't take it. And so I didn't know anything about like the kidney system or a lot of the organ systems.
You know, we don't learn too much about that in anatomy, actually. That's more, I think, animal physiology or...
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, because I'm going to actually TA for anatomy next semester, which I'm very excited about.
Yay!
But in my review of all that we've learned in Anatomy 1, we have not done, like, organ systems. So...
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
If I got a question wrong, I asked myself why I got the question wrong. Sometimes it was like, I didn't read the question correctly. I read it too fast.
I mean, they're long passages, right? So it's easy to skip things, or...
Yeah, yes and no, yeah.
Sometimes.
In the biology section. Some are discrete questions, which are by themselves. Some are like passage focused.
Right.
And when you read the question, you're like, what's it actually asking me? And if I actually slow down and read it, I would understand why. I would have gotten it right. But if I actually don't know it, I would ask, is this a content problem, or is this more of like a terminology problem? Like, I don't know what this word means. If it was more something like that could be easily added to a flashcard. I use Quizlet. A lot of people used Anki, but I love Quizlet. So I just use Quizlet myself.
Yeah, I'm using Anki personally. That's my plan, but I might need Quizlet if I feel like Anki is not pulling through for me, because I'm historically a Quizlet girl, but I'm trying to transition and learn. Yeah. The only thing is I don't have Quizlet Plus.
Don't do Anki then. If you're a Quizlet girl, just get Quizlet Plus. It's $30 a year. That was me. I was doing Anki. I was like, I hate this. I actually like Quizlet a lot. So if you're comfortable with Quizlet was great for me. And I could do it on my phone.
Are there pre-made Quizlet decks? Or did you make your own flashcards?
I made my own flashcards. Okay. I can give you my psychology Quizlet if you want.
Oh, you're too kind. I appreciate that.
I think it's like thousands of terms. It's not good.
Yeah, no, it would be. Making your own flashcards is a lot, for sure.
Well, I did it because it helped me retain the information better.
Of course.
So like I would learn as I went on. Like I would do the Q bank and would make a flashcard for anything I got wrong. But if it was something more content focused, like a kidney, like talking about the kidneys, for example, is one I didn't know anything about, I would draw it out or like write it down a little bit more until I got it, and then add it to a flashcard later on. How I kept track of it is anything I got wrong, I put in my flashcard. So all of my incorrects were my flashcards. And I did keep a spreadsheet of like, I just kept going for like all of the stuff that I was getting wrong. UWorld/Kaplan will both keep track of your incorrect questions. And so I highly recommend once you're done with all of the questions, you redo all of the incorrect ones again. And you'll still get some of them wrong. That's just normal.
Yeah. They're just hard questions. You want
to aim for like getting maybe 70% of the incorrect one right.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for
your tips. You can always text me.
I will, for sure. It's going to be a learning curve. Getting like into the actual hardcore studying part. But I'm excited again. I'm very excited to get started and to get it done.
Yeah, girl, you got this. You got this.
Thank you. Thank you. But that's like all my summer plans. I don't think I'm traveling or doing anything unless I do an impromptu trip. But
well, I'm taking out for sushi one day, so maybe we can
Yay, sushi plans. I mean, that's perfect. That's perfect for me. We should go to all you can eat sushi. That sounds like a good way to de-stress and to celebrate everything.
Yeah, you let me know when. I have nothing else to do. I'm gonna wake up, go for a run, read, and go to sleep.
You're a runner?
Email. Okay. I used to be, and then I have this friend Hannah. Hannah was like, "Can we train for 10K?" And I was like, "Okay."
Do you run together?
We're gonna run starting next week every Tuesday. Tuesdays and Saturdays we're getting up at like 5 a.m. and going for runs at Tempe Town Lake.
Oh, awesome. Wow, that's a very early run, but I'm excited for you to get to training for that. I've always wanted to do a marathon. Never ran before, but I just think it'd be a cool experience. So I'm glad that you're doing that.
Yeah. I just want the medal.
Yeah. Hang it on your wall.
Yeah. I hate running, but I love the aesthetic of runners with the shoes and the shorts and like the wall of medals. Yeah. I'm like, oh my God, yeah, I would love that. So
looks like fun. Well, you're going to have to learn to love running. Yeah, you're going to have to learn to love it if you're doing a marathon and running every week.
Oh God, I went for a run for the first time this week. And it's been maybe 2 months since I've ran. And I was
How many miles?
Oh my God, this is horrible. 1 mile, girl.
Yes. You know, you got to
I'm not a runner.
No, that's fair. What was it 1 mile like round or like 1 mile?
It was on the treadmill.
Okay.
It was a fake run. All right.
Oh, I see. No, fair. Running is hard. And especially in Arizona when it gets hot right now, like you can't really run outside unless it's at 5 a.m. Unless it's very, very early in the morning, which is a shame because the summer is like usually a time when we all have more free time, right? But it's the time where you really can't go outside here because you will get heat stroke.
Yeah.
It's very dangerous. Yeah. Yeah.
Let me talk about some of the remaining sessions of our conference.
Oh, for sure.
And then we can wrap up our little last episode. I don't know.
Little season finale. I guess a season finale works.
Yeah, season finale. Oh yeah, like season 2 finale. Yeah. Yay. Anyway, after this building a successful MCAT study plan, we also have choosing dentistry as a career with a dean of admissions. The dean of admissions from the Midwestern University College of Dental Medicine in Arizona is speaking, which is awesome. And then, surprise, surprise, the University of Virginia is doing a medical student panel. Yes. And so I'm really excited for that. I think there's a med student from each class who will be joining us, and they're all so awesome. So please come. I'm sure you'll love that session. And then we also have writing a great pre-health personal statement by one of our other sponsors, Inspire Advantage. So for those of you applying to your PA and med school program soon, you'll want to check that out. And then learn how to gain clinical experience with Advancing Clinical Training, one of our other sponsors too. They do a lot of online medical certifications if you want to do like medical terminology for scribing, or they have medical assistant certifications. If you want to check that out, it's a gap year opportunity. Head to that session. This one, when she submitted her title, this was yesterday actually, I think, when she submitted this title to me, I was like, this is awesome.
I know what you're talking about.
Beware a woman with a sharp knife. My journey to vascular surgery. I want to be like
that. Iconic title.
Yeah. That's Dr. Trissa Babrowski. And amazing. Yeah, we're really excited to have her talk about her career as a vascular surgeon. Yeah, you don't want to get on her bad side.
No. I'm really excited for that session. She seems like she's going to have a great personality just based on her session title. So I'm excited.
Yeah. Woo!
I can't wait.
And then just a couple more. I'm still confirming some. I'm hoping a dean of admissions of a medical school will present at our conference. So I'm still confirming that. And then I just had another guest speaker actually email me today. They want to talk about mental health. And I was like, yeah, beautiful. Absolutely. Add to the schedule.
Yeah, that's a great one.
Just a couple more we do have confirmed. We have Making the Right Move, say Student Doctor Network Situational Judgment Test Workshop. I thought this was awesome. Dr. Chuck is the speaker of this. He's the Director of Advising Services for HPSA. And I was like, oh my gosh, when I was studying, or not studying, but trying to figure out what to do for the WNC Preview and Casper, both are situational judgment tests I took for medical school. There were only a couple of medical schools on my application that required these tests. Right. I forget which ones, but it's interesting. Preview and Casper are very different, but they have the same idea where they just want to get like perspective of who you are and the way you think. And I was like, how do they score this?
No, those tests actually aren't
this.
Those tests are very confusing for me. I don't really understand them yet.
Well, this session's for you.
It is. I'm excited. I'm going to definitely go to that. I'm going to all of them, of course, but this is going to be a really interesting one for me because I've been asking my friends, like, can you explain to me Preview and Casper? Does anybody know, like, how these tests are graded or what they are? And so I'm excited.
Yeah. I did take, like, the practice test, so I didn't study for either of them. I don't think you can. Really.
Yeah, I was going to say. No way.
Yeah, I did like a couple practice scenarios, which really helped me get familiar with the system that I was testing on and like the types of questions they would ask. Yeah, very interesting. But check that out, the Situational Judgment Test Workshop. And then lastly on our list, we have Physician Assistant Student Panel Discussion. I think y'all remember Ryan Rivard on our podcast some time ago. He's Vitally Stable. He and Maddie Petrie, both physician assistant students at Augsburg University, are speaking at our conference. So yay! If you're pre-health and are like, maybe PA is a cool route for me, definitely check that out and talk to them. We'll have a panel set up for them. So that's all we have so far, which I think is an awesome spread.
Yeah. It's already a very, very solid foundation. I'm so excited for the conference. And Ryan's great. I'm glad that he's coming back to speak and do a little session.
Yeah, I was like, yay, Ryan.
Yes, he's awesome.
Represent PAs.
Yes.
Yeah. Woo.
PAs are awesome. I recently was in the ER with like a bad case of strep throat and like abscess in my throat and whatever. I only really interacted with the PA that I saw, but she was absolutely incredible and she helped make the whole time I was in the ER a lot better, and she was really understanding and empathetic. So much respect for PAs and everybody going into that field.
Yeah. Girl, that was crazy. It was on your birthday.
Yeah, it was. It was right before my birthday. I thought I was going to have to turn 21 in a hospital room all by myself.
Oh my God.
But the PA...
What that PA said when you told them?
I don't remember what you're referring to.
Oh, okay.
But she was...
you were like, they wanted to like keep you overnight. And you were like, yes. It's my birthday.
Yeah, I told the PA. I said it. Oh, well, she was like, oh, we're going to like put you upstairs. We're probably going to meet you for like 1 or 2 days. And I looked at her and I was like, okay, but it's my birthday tonight.
Oh my God.
And she was like, it's your birthday. And I was like, yeah. And she was like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. And I was like, yeah. And then she like left the room and checked my chart or whatever. And she came back and she goes, it's your 21st birthday. And I was like, yeah. And I'm just like sitting in the hospital bed, like, I really don't want to stay here. And she was like, you know what? Let me see what I can do. And she worked it all out and let me go home. home. So that was really nice for her, but in a safe way. It wasn't like she was like letting me go free when I needed medical attention. She was like, okay, you need to follow up with the doctor tomorrow, blah, blah, blah. We'll be in touch, but you can go back to your home for tonight. And it was amazing. And then I had a wonderful birthday. It was not in a hotel room. Sorry, not a hotel room, a hospital room.
Well, that's good. The PA was like, I'm human too. I understand.
Oh, yeah. No, yeah, she totally understood. And I really appreciate that. I'm glad that she didn't make me get admitted. But I don't know. Some of the nurses were like, yeah, we can't like force you to do anything. And I was like, okay, true. Like, I hope they're not upset that I want to go home, but
oh, whatever. I'm sure they were like, yay, a bed, free.
True,
free up in the ER.
Free up the beds. I did wait for like 2 hours in the waiting room as I was like very sick, which is just, it's normal. I understand it's like the ERs are very busy when you're non-urgent, but felt a little bit urgent to me as I was sleeping in the ER chair. But yeah, that was a funny experience.
Your little neck pillow that your body made.
Yeah. Built in. Yeah, that's what I was doing.
Oh my god.
No, my neck was so painful I couldn't even move it. Like there was no way I could have put any like weight on it. But yeah. It's funny having my own little medical crisis. Thank you. Yeah. It's incredible the difference. So glad that I feel better too.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
It's been so nice catching up with you, Lexi. Thanks for chatting with me about everything that's been going on with you.
Yeah, Natalie, and thank you so much for being my co-host of season 2 of the Pre-Health Pod. You're an awesome person.
Absolutely, my pleasure.
I can't wait to see where you'll end up for medical school. You're going to be an awesome doctor. So thank you again for joining me and honestly letting me talk about my story. I'm like, sometimes I'm like, I feel like I talk too much about myself.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. That's what this is here for.
Well, yeah, thank you again, Natalie.
Yeah, no, my pleasure.
And like I said, register for our conference May 18th through the 19th, 2024. tinyurl.com/mphc2024 is the registration link, or at our website, nationalprehealthconf.org. If you're listening to this after that date, maybe look at our website. There might be other stuff. I have no idea.
Support us somehow, please.
Support us somehow. There might be future events.
Yes.
Like I said, since I'm going to medical school in August or in the fall, it's hard to plan what the future of the National Pre-Health community will be. It's not going to disappear. I will probably morph it into something exciting. I don't know what yet, and nor do I know what to do or what the future of the podcast will be. So just if you're someone who's been following us for so long, thank you so much for your support. I hope you had a great experience listening to the Pre-Health Pod. And if you have any questions, you can still reach out to us at Pre-Health Pod on Instagram or at National Pre-Health Community on Instagram as well in our DMs, or email us too. Just check us out. Happy to help in any way. We want to help you achieve your dreams of becoming a doctor, a PA, a dentist, anything you want to be. So yeah.
I guess this is the end of our second season.
Yeah, all right.
Well, thank you, everybody, for joining us.
Thank you. I'll roll the credits. This podcast was produced by Ari Rosenthal, and you can find our conference on Instagram, Twitter, and LinkedIn. Actually, not on Twitter. I deleted Twitter. On Instagram and LinkedIn at National Pre-Health Community. And you can also find our podcast on Instagram at Pre-Health Pod. All of our events, including our May 18th through 19th, 2024 National Pre-Health Conference, Unleash Your Potential, nationalprehealthconf.org or tinyurl.com/mphc2024. And please leave a review, or tell one friend if you liked our podcast. Thanks for listening. Bye.
Bye.